Okay, so we're gonna talk about should you make a deal with a label and kind of as a whole, like how should you go about your music career, how to build it up from ground zero. For this example, I'm gonna have a smart artist and a not so smart artist. And we're gonna start from what would the smart artist do. So first of all, a smart artist would have a job. A 9 to 5, part-time job, whatever works, they would have a job. And this job should be something that gets the bread on the table but doesn't drain you from your energy, because you will need that energy to make music. And ideally having as much free time as possible, but you know that's rarely possible. And smart artist realizes that labels are only interested if you are already valuable. So what this means is that you have already become a bit successful, you're already popping, people are already listening to you. That's the only time labels are interested in you, when you're useful to them. He knows that labels are trying to take advantage of him, music distributors are trying to take advantage of him, and also streaming platforms are trying to take advantage of him. So how is a smart artist gonna deal with all of this? He's gonna study the industry himself as much as possible. And he thinks about himself as a business, not as an artsy artist, but as a business. And if the goal is to make money, he's also gonna learn what is the best way to optimize for making money. And of course, he's gonna study making music and marketing. And basically how he is gonna do this is that he's gonna learn online as much as possible, and he's probably gonna need to pay some experts to help him with this stuff, which he is gonna fund with his job, which is gonna be a great investment on yourself. So there's basically a bunch of resources online, and if you can find a mentor either in real life or online, like for example, I do coaching in my Music Beats community. So just like gathering all these different informations, like there's a one course here, or there's like some free resources here, or there's a mentor here, and this, and just learning and getting better at your craft by yourself. And once you understand a lot of things about the industry and you know how to make good music, you know how to market it, you will start getting some attention, you start getting some listeners, fans. And when this happens, you have a lot more power to negotiate a good deal with the label. So labels are not always bad, you should not always avoid labels, that's not the point. When you're in this situation, he knows about the industry, he knows what he deserves, he's a lot more capable and has a lot more skills behind his back. He can negotiate a good deal with the label. Or even if the label doesn't want to do the deal, he can like easily continue independently because he has studied a lot of stuff and he treats himself as a business. Because remember, at core, being an artist is just a business. You're selling a product which is mainly gigs and merchandise, and you promote it with your music, and your fans are just your customers. So that is how to do things the smart way. Let's talk about the not so smart artist, what he would do. This artist thinks that label is like some magic, fantasy, Disneyland castle, and once he gets there, it's all gonna be uphill from there. And they're gonna help him and push him and in all ways possible make him into a superstar. So his main goal is just to get signed at any means necessary. And by the way, remember that like in some cases, like it is good to get signed, even if in the beginning, if you don't know anything, but it really depends on your situation. So this is the type of artist that believes that like everyone else is gonna help him and look for his best interests. So once this not so smart artist starts to get some momentum, starts to get some listeners, the label is gonna like contact him, and he's just basically like, yeah, don't say, he's not gonna even listen to anything, he's just so excited that he's gonna sign like any deal possible. And then he's like quite literally gonna sell his soul in this case. And then he spends his rest of his life just being the label's bitch, basically. So yeah, that is what you wanna do. Be a smart artist, don't be a not so smart artist. I will see you guys later on the next video. Bye.